Hey everyone, it's me, Socrates again. It's so great to be back. Welcome back to episode 10 of the Chef Socrates series. First video of the year of 2021. Let's do it. So, really basic video today, mainly geared towards the college students because, you know, we're all trying to survive out there. I'm still in college myself, so mac and cheese. Now, before y'all start laughing at me, there's one thing y'all need to understand. Anything in a box, we need to know how to cook, because in a situation where, you know, we don't have mom and dad around and we're all living by ourselves and whatever, the most basic thing we need to know how to do is how to cook a box. Or not literally the box, but the food in the box. So macaroni and cheese is simple enough, but if you can get this down, you can do anything in life. So I don't know where I got this from, but you can probably get, very simple. I don't know where I got this box from, but you can probably get it from your local supermarket, Safeway, Whole Foods, any type of pasta box. Very simple. You can literally get it anywhere you want. So we're just gonna go ahead and do this as we go. It's my first time doing this. They have the instructions on the side, so very simple for all of us. Again, if you're a college student, just read the instructions. Even if you have no cooking experience, if you can read a box, you can do anything in life. And look, they're even nice enough to give us some reassurance, made with real cheese. Alright, so very specifically, we're gonna go ahead and use the Pasta USA macaroni and cheese dinner made with real cheese. So the first thing you wanna do, we're gonna go ahead and do this by speed. We're no longer interns anymore. First, get a, you know, medium-sized pot, fill it up with water up to about 40%. Nothing less, nothing, or probably a bit more, but still. Any basic pasta, you need a lot of water. We're gonna turn this up to high so we can get maximum heat. Let this go for a bit. This is probably gonna take, in terms of boiling, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. So, just pop the top open. Like any other pasta and mac and cheese. Ooh, oops. To give you your little cheese sauce, we're gonna also supplement this with milk. So put that to the side over there. Inside here, you look very carefully with the light. This is what you're dealing with, college students. It doesn't look tasty at first, but once you put it in there and it gets moist, oh, we're talking good stuff. We're gonna use the entire box for this because I eat a lot and I need a lot of calories. Now, I don't know why this is smoking. That's not good. So while we wait for the water to get hot enough for us to put our pasta in, we can actually put it in right now. You don't forget everything I said. While we're waiting for this to get hot and all moisty, we're gonna supplement the mac and cheese, like I mentioned before, with milk. Now, I'm gonna use a specific one, Kirkland brand, lactose free. This is important, all right? If you're lactose intolerant and you use lactose, you know, milk, I don't know what to say. But lactose free, get this from Costco. They come in packs of 3, really cheap. I think it's like less than 12 bucks. It's huge. So, you know, this is the size of my hand. That's how big you're talking. So, anyways, looking at the progress right now. That's my camera string. So, not too bad. Get some chopsticks or use, you know, a big ladle to kind of stir the pasta around as the water does its magic. Now, unfortunately, I just noticed something. I actually am running out of milk here, so I'm just gonna run to the store real quick to get some new milk. So we're probably 5 minutes in right now. Again, use your chopsticks to stir around the pasta. If you do not, I guarantee you, the pasta's gonna start to stick. So always keep stirring, despite, you know, we think, oh, water means slippery all the time. Not quite. Keep it stirring. So again, pasta takes quite a while to get moist, so we're probably talking up to 15 minutes for this. So usually when you're trying to get cooking, you get this heat started up as fast as you can and put the pasta in. The earlier you start it, the more time you have for other fun things. Now, if there's something about pasta I need to warn everybody about. When you're trying to do the whole water and pasta thing, you do not want to put too much water in it, especially for the size of the pot you're using. The reason why is because bubbles will start to form near the end of the whole moistening session here. And if you have too much water to start with, say if we had it up to here, the bubbles are going to start to form and they, they rise up and eventually they're going to, tip over the pot and it's going to start making everything wet, and I don't know, you might possibly start a fire. So You also don't want to have too little water because, you know, when the water goes away and your thing isn't moist enough, now you got to start over with some new water, and that's going to take probably double the time. So you want to have just enough water and slightly a bit over, but not over the point where you're going to start causing a waterfall in your house. A few minutes has elapsed. Now this is the bubble stuff I'm talking about. You see how fast that's raising right now? This is not good. So just stir it to make sure the bubbles don't get high enough. You might have to decrease the heat a bit. We're right now at maximum heat. We started off with 40% height. Okay, this is not good. Okay, so right now we kind of just blow it, decrease the heat a bit. You might have to decrease the heat to like medium, and even if it's medium heat, as long as it's hot and the pasta is continuously warm, it will get moist enough. So start off high to get it going really quick, and then decrease the heat to medium so that you can avoid the bubbles issue. It's going to take quite a while since that we decreased the heat, but we have consistent water here that's constantly super hot for us to work with. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and read the instructions together. Alright, so cooking instructions. Boil 6 cups of water. We kind of eyeballed it, so I don't know if we did that right. Stir the pasta. We did that. Boil 7 to 10 minutes or to desired tenderness, stirring occasionally. Okay, so we're stirring. Tenderness in regards to this is pretty, I'll point this out in a bit, but let's keep reading. Drain, do not rinse. Return pasta to pot. Okay, so I have a drain over there to the right. We can work with that. Add 1/4 cup margarine or butter. I think I got butter. 1/4 cup 2% milk. That's the thing I'm talking about. And contents of sauce packet. That thing that was in the box earlier. Mix well until smooth and creamy. So the proportions for this is going to be critical. You don't want to put too much or else it's going to be too wet and you're probably like talking soup at that point. You want to put just the right amount where it's kind of, you know, a little sticky like your traditional mac and cheese that you're used to, but not too wet. So we'll get to there in a bit. So we're midway through the process. The pasta that we started with, remember earlier, they were very small. Actually, we dropped a couple here at the beginning. See how small this is? But as it gets tender, according to the instructions, this is what we're dealing with here. They're slightly bigger. And to know if they're just right, you actually have to use a finger method. So kind of, you know, since that this is super hot right now, just let it blow out, you know, let the heat go away for a bit. And then after, when you're ready and confident that you're not going to burn yourself, take a piece and then try to squeeze it. If you're able to squeeze it and it breaks apart easily without too much force, then you know that's it. Anything more than that, it's going to get very, how do you say, soggy. So, so right now, actually here, I think this is just about right. I think we could give it a few more minutes. All right, so you see how squeezy this thing is? And then if I try to break it in half with my fingers right now, I'm gonna hold it there so it doesn't break. So there it is, it kind of broke apart pretty easily. See it broken in half, kind of a little mushy there. So that means we're probably talking around 3 more minutes inside this thing before we're ready to do the whole milk and magic thing. So far, so good. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and add the lid to speed up the moisturization. Okay, now at this point you want to be careful. You see how the water's kind of splurting out? Okay, this is the... The reason for this is because the heat is slightly still a bit much. We're going to decrease it down to around 40% now to avoid that issue with the water, you know, going haywire on us. And, ooh, looks like it's just around good now. So I'm going to just set this aside. Kind of get a good glimpse at this real quick as we zoom in with the camera. You can see how big the pasta has gotten now, which is really good. That's what we're looking for. Here's a close-up of the pasta. We gave it around 5 more minutes, so this is what we're looking for. An important note, keep stirring. Do not stop. If you stop, the pasta sticks. As you can see, the pasta has significantly enlarged. Instead of doing the whole peel method with my fingers, I'm actually taking the spoon, you know, a little cheat, kind of dragging some of these pasta to the corners, and then trying to break them with the spoon itself. And from there, you can kind of get a feel if the pasta is still hard or if it's soft. We already tried this around like more than 5 minutes ago, so it's way more than soft. And I think right now we're about ready to go ahead and drain this out. So we're gonna go ahead and drain the pasta out right now. We're gonna use this type of drain. The holes are not big enough where the pasta will literally drop through and fall into the sink. So keep that in mind as well for your type of drain. We're gonna keep the heat on to medium. So right now it's about half to around 40% heat. So let's go ahead and do this. Up. We actually did a really good job. Most of the pasta didn't stick at the bottom, but you can see some of these have really stuck, and I had to apply a bit of some force to get some of these out. So there's the pasta drained right now. Pretty good. Unfortunately, I don't have butter on me, but we're just gonna work with the milk and the powder that they gave to us. Usually these are rippable by like this side, so that's pretty easy. So we're gonna keep that there. We're gonna fully open it in just a bit. All right, everyone watch very carefully. You have to do this very quickly or else it's all gonna get messed up. 1, 2, 3. In. Pasta, all in. Milk. Only got a little bit left in here. We're gonna pour whatever's left. Oh, that's not enough. That is not enough. No, no, no. I saw how little that milk was. Barely did any effect on this, so we're gonna put even more. I don't know how much milk they told me, but we're just gonna... I think that's good enough. That's pretty moisty now, kind of wet. I'm gonna get this a bit closer for y'all to see. So setting this aside, that amount, I kind of eyeballed that, because that's what we do. You can see it's pretty wet on the bottom. I think that might have been a bit too much milk. We're going to increase the heat a bit to evaporate some of the milk. We're going to open this completely for the powder and put everything in. Why does this powder look like peach color? I don't know. They say real cheese, so I'm going to take their word for it. Pour all that in. Oh, so it gives you that cheese color. Okay. Pretty basic, and chemistry does its magic. You can see it looks peach right now, but once it gets in water contact with the pasta, it turns into a hard orange color you see on that top side there. So we're gonna actually do the thing. I can smell it. Use your spoon and also use your chopsticks or your ladle, whatever you have on you, to stir. Doesn't matter. Just get that stirred pretty good. Might have been a bit too much milk that we added because it's very, soupy at this point. But it's fine. Makes it easier to stir. And then that just really means that we just got to leave it in the heat a bit longer so that the milk can evaporate so that we don't get the soupy texture to it. But as we stir, quick observation, it's becoming less soupy. As the milk gets absorbed into the pasta along with that cheese powder doing its magic, it's slowly but surely becoming less soupy. And just wet enough to look like that traditional mac and cheese that we've all been used to. Now, of course, the best mac and cheese, I believe, are the ones that are put in the oven. We're just going to work with what we have using the stove because I don't have a working oven, unfortunately. But it's a work in progress to get a new kitchen in the future. So work with what you have. Just because you don't have an oven doesn't mean you can't enjoy some type of good mac and cheese. And don't get me wrong, stove mac and cheese is still good in itself, but my preference is, of course, the oven mac and cheese. Almost there where we want it. Just, again, keep the stirring. The moment you stop, even after the water is out and drained, this will stick to the bottom. So just keep doing this. Even though your hands might get tired, it will be worth it at the end. It's getting really smoky now, but we're almost there. Now, something I have to note as well is the bottom is starting to burn because there's no more water down there. It gives you even more of a reason why you have to keep stirring to prevent the burn effect from getting on your pasta. We're going to go ahead and turn off the heat now because all that soupy texture is gone. Yep, it's kind of, yeah, that's the texture we want to get. That's perfect. Right around here, that's when you stop the stove. Turn it off, safety first. Get these guys out. And now, it's time for presentation. Ooh, look at that. Does that look tasty or what? Now, I don't have 4 hands, but we're gonna hold this with 1 hand. Do not do this at home. Kind of get a good chunk in there, enough to feed me for the night. Maybe a friend as well. Your family. I think that's a bit too much for me, but I'll take some more. Don't mind me. I like my mac and cheese. And I hope you do too. All right. Gonna spread that out to make it look nice for the video, right? Also, while we're stirring, I want to make a comment about this. You see that burn marks on the bottom? That's why you want to keep on stirring. And at this point, you want to completely extract every single pasta from the pan and put it on a separate plate. Because if you leave it here, it's going to get stuck on the bottom. And then when you try to eat this later, like 1 hour later, it's going to be difficult to like carve out with your spoon. And there we have it, my friends. Fresh macaroni and cheese from the box, from the stove. Chef Socrates back at it again, cheesy and creamy. You really need to appreciate that creamy, cheesy texture on the pasta. It shines and reflects the light. This is exactly what we're looking for. All right, moment of truth, the taste test. I like it. Smells good. Oh, before I try this. Oh, that's good. That is good. I think we put a good amount of milk in there. Even though it looks soupy at first, just let the heat evaporate that. Nice save. Pasta's really soft too. It's hot enough, soft enough, creamy enough, and cheesy enough. I think we hit the jackpot with this one, my friends. And did you really think that Chef Socrates was gonna end this video without sharing this goodness with all y'all? So to practice, I have brought all of you your own mac and cheese set. Thank you everybody for watching this video. This is me, Chef Socrates. See you all next time for episode 11. I don't know what I'm gonna make yet, but it's a surprise. Stay tuned, subscribe for more epic videos, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.